Hi, I'm Cathy with Federal Brace, and this is Brian who's going to join us today, and we're going to bring you a project video using our vanity brackets that you've seen other installation videos on in the past. So today we are bringing the Sento vanity bracket to you. As you can see, it is is 18 inches wide and has 18-inch length arms in it to support the vanity. Now this can be installed on the wall, and the arms can insert into your cabinet, or you can install it directly through the back of the cabinet into the wall, which is what we're going to do today. Very popular today is the wall-hung vanity, and that's the project that we're bringing you today. That's why we're going to use the bracket and install it through the back of the cabinet and onto the wall. Now standard countertop height is about 34-35 inches. You can determine what works best for you. So we have actually measured on our wall 34-inch height. My cabinet is 30 inches high, so we're going to float about 4 inches off the ground. Now in this project, we're using a cabinet that we have refinished, and you're going to see a little bit of that in the video. You can go purchase a cabinet at your local cabinet shop or local big box store and use that. It works just as well. We've done something else with the cabinet that's very popular today, which is that shabby chic finish. So as I mentioned, you'll see a little bit of that in the video as well. Brian, why don't you go ahead and tell us how we've got everything set up and ready to go here today to show them how to mount this wall-hung vanity.
Well, as you said, we're going to mount it on the inside and then mount the cabinet onto the wall. So what I did first was I measured off the bracket, like you said, is 18 inches, but the holes are at 16 inches, which is the stud width. So I went in there and measured off where that would be centered on the inside the cabinet, measured off the holes, and then drilled the holes through there. And then we went to the wall, figured out where our studs were, found the hole placement for the first two, and then we measured 16 inches and found the hole placement for the second two. So now, the most important thing is that the reason why we're finding the studs is because we're putting a lot of weight, so we want all that weight to be held on the studs.
So it sounds to me like, too, that you might need a helper.
Yes.
We held the cabinet up on the wall so we could mark the holes, and we'll do so again to actually install the bracket. So you may need a couple of helpers to help you get that set up, or if you're used to doing things yourself in DIY projects, you have other ways to hold the cabinet up while you put it in place. It's entirely up to you. This is your project. So with that, we're going to get started, and Brian is going to install the bracket through the back of the cabinet and up onto the wall. Remember, place your bracket in studs, whether it's in the wall first and then through the cabinet, or completely through the cabinet. That's very important. You're going to need a few tools when you're doing this project, and we'll just go over those real quick. Make sure you have a level. It's very important that your cabinet is level once you have it hung. You're going to need a drill to drill your pilot holes and install your fasteners, your measuring tape to measure off and find your stud, and your level line and your height. Several things you're going to need that for, and then you'll be ready to go. Let's get started.
So now you see we have our bracket up in the back here, and we're going to drill our holes through the cabinet into the wall. And we got two 2x4s and one 1x4 underneath the cabinet to hold it at the right height that we want, so we don't have to hold the cabinet and the bracket up all at the same time.
That was a little bit too hard, wasn't it?
Yeah. As you can see, we still have the level on here, checking for level at all times to make sure that when we're mounting it to the wall, the cabinet isn't facing, tilting forward, tilting back, or tilting side to side. You see that it's level here, and we've checked level this way as well. I'm just finishing up drilling the holes on the bottom for the bottom holes, and now I'm putting in the bottom fasteners.
all done.
And here you can see how we've had to modify the drawer a little bit so that it can accommodate the arms on the bracket. It'll still hold all your items in your vanity, but will allow for the arms to come inside the drawer as well with no interference. And there you have it. So here we have our cabinet nicely mounted on the wall. You could set this up for a vessel sink. Use a hole saw to cut a hole to accommodate your plumbing that would go down inside your cabinet for your faucet. And we'll show you a finish of that shortly. But we also wanted to show you that we are about 4 inches off the floor and floating. And we really want to show you how strong the bracket is, that it is not only holding the cabinet, but it can hold me as well and not come down. So if you had granite on top of a cabinet you were floating, it's going to be no problem to hold all the weight that you need to for your vanity. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll check back with Federal Brace again for more project videos. If you have questions you'd like to ask our customer service reps, 877-353-8899. And a special shout out to Brian for helping me with this project.